Hey, Courtney, you've been a founding member of Quantum Mantras, and I so appreciate you being a part of that. So, I would love to know what compelled you to be a part of Quantum Mantras in the first place.
There's been a little inner guidance system that has always been a part of me since as early as I can remember. And I initially came across Magnetic Mind. And then through Magnetic Mind, I started to work with you. And when you left, I really, really missed your energy. I missed your energy. I missed your wisdom. And I missed some of the healing feminine side that you brought to me as far as your authenticity. I found it to be very soothing. So when I started to see you offering different modalities, I started to find myself being drawn to that, as well as following those same spiritual crumbs. My appetite, my cravings as an evolving human who wants to kind of evolve in my gifts and weed out things that don't serve me, or I'll ask the universe what's next. I know clearly when it's speaking to me. And so based upon that, getting the Gaia network, I was starting to learn a lot about frequency and energy through not only the shows on there, but hearing about it through a friend who does sound for a band and has a lot of sensitivity to the Schulman, I believe, resonance. And when you started offering some things to try, the response to the change in my water blew me out of the water.
No
When
pun intended.
when you performed that test, and there have been times where I have been doing work with you while the frequencies are running and my recodes are just so deep and so profound, and so the results are even longer lasting. And I think one of the biggest lessons for me to overcome and well as well in all of this is to do what was right by me. And I felt the call to make the leap to work with you. And almost immediately, your energy, your program, the frequencies, I think I was ready for it, primed for it. And the balm just immediately started sinking into the wounds and things just started to click. And I picked up massive momentum, I believe, from the frequencies, from your energy, and from just simply being obedient to what I needed to do for me.
It's really about resonance. Everything you're saying
Yeah,
is,
it all resonated with me. And I feel like, given the dynamics of my relationship and my family, that I feel like I have to and have had to been in my masculine a lot and perform for attention. And I needed to allow my feminine side to come out in a different way than I identify because of cultural, societal standards that my feminine is cooking and cleaning and birthing. There's a whole other thought about feminine. And when I started to learn the breakthroughs about the the feminine creative side and the masculine creative side, I was all into taking action steps and producing. And when it wasn't happening, I felt like a failure. It's really your program and listening to inside me has given me a chance to do a lot of healing. And so it has really allowed me to make peace with tons of things. And even if it's just the need to listen to my body and where different emotions, and really dialing into where do I feel anxiety, where do I feel happiness, where do I feel elation, where do I feel all this. And so it just has really helped me not beat myself up about the kind of creation I am. And I'm a very, very sensitive person, perhaps out of trauma, but the other half is out of really out of love. And so I feel like this has allowed me to lean in to the more creative, artsy fartsy, spiritual, ooey gooey, like hippy dippy side of me. And I love it. Like the love here has been more comforting. I feel like when maybe I get some more running with the big dog creations, I can pop back over and be like, hey, look at me now. And I believe that a lot of changes will have continued to take place. But your program really unlocked things for me.
I like what you say about the feminine and masculine. We must bring in balance and we must recognize our genius within it, to celebrate it, not suppress it, and to find our balance the way we create, the way works for us, because
Yeah,
we're individuals and there's no one size fits all. And so what we do is speak to all levels of consciousness to remind you that you're safe as you are.
Hmm.
So I would love to know what specifically shifted. So I get that you shifted how you approach things from more completeness rather than trying to prove or achieve or strive to be someone for others
Hmm.
versus just being comfortable in your own skin.
Well, like I said, I can be a very sensitive, artistic person, but I'm also a person who wants to kind of know why. I can see from knowledge that there's a lot of science to this as well. And so that was a confirmation for me to be able to trust in the science of it. Like another breakthrough as a result of it was it makes sense to me given my learning style to
Mhm.
not only have the colors taking place, but the sounds. When there's all those sounds in that taking place, I can feel it working in my body.
Yeah, the layering.
Hmm. And then with the words and the colors and the music and your soothing voice, it made me go from a scooter that I would push with my leg to one of those battery powered scooters. It really helped me get out of some of the performance fatigue I felt I was having and just allowed things to assimilate a lot more easily and last a lot longer, like more results that I could keep and not like backslide from. What I also loved about it too was because of how intricate it is and how it moves around in my brain and plays in my body, it really made me feel very good about learning that way. I felt like I was a part of some really cool technology. These types of principles have guided and compelled gurus and industry leaders and the unique people of this planet far before me. So I feel like it's put me in good company. And it's really made me feel good about myself that I have been drawn to it.
Can you notice like what your biggest struggle was before starting and how you think quantum mantras has helped you with that biggest struggle or challenge?
I think the biggest thing that it alleviated was I'm not doing anything wrong. I needed to advocate for myself to find better resonance and to move towards it. And so therefore by doing it, what it alleviated really quickly was the same thing for some kids where if the teacher's teaching one style of math and you can't get it, this was like a special tutor for me where I enrolled and trusted. And what you did was taught me how to do the same equations in a different way that didn't make me feel terrible about myself. It made my gains happen way quicker. My realizations, my revelations, my breakthroughs were so profound and beautiful yet gentle. And it gave me a lot of grace and a lot of peace for things that I was transmuting during the sessions to really be able to give grace and love to the inner child that had these limiting beliefs. Like, I think the biggest thing that really made the change was getting some of these limiting beliefs out of the way because what was assimilated into my body was so deep and so cellular and so broad spectrum that it just took care of things so quickly and it just made me feel like I went from floating in a kayak to not only been given a really good paddle but catching the current.
Nice. Yeah, nice flow.
Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like it had a lot to do with self-belief,
Mm-hmm.
getting out of self-doubt, overthink, and
Yeah.
just focus more towards going for what inspires you. How do you see the world differently? Has that changed, or your relationships? Anything on that realm?
Yeah. This technology plus my faith in my brain and my ideas and my creation has given me a lot of hope that people like you, people like me, other people that are on this pursuit are on this pursuit for a reason. And perhaps, most definitely, all of us have had some of the same adversities. And through these technologies and through this community that we're building, the use of the frequencies and the way you're layering this in gives me hope that we can use technology to have treatments for a lot of things that are ailing the world, violence, cancer, addiction. To me, this is just the beginning of how this can be used to help humanity.
Energy frequency is the future, and the superconscious work is just growing and being more
Mhm,
accepted
mhm.
widely, quantum healing, etc. So the collective field is growing for sure and expanding. Do you have a favorite mantra so far? I know we're not that far in. Do you remember the week where you really started shifting? Was there a specific, or I remember you kind of had a quick shift?
Almost right from the beginning, but man, I mean, I am gratitude made me feel really good about my really,
The first one.
yeah, made me feel really good about myself. And then when we got to the one where we all kind of were talking about the fact that it had to do with the root chakra and it was very fundamental. I am safe. I think it's
Oh yeah, one of the I am safe
safe with
was the
like,
third week. So we had I am gratitude, I am present, and then we went into uh, I am safe, which is really the bottom of the
yeah,
pyramid, the Maslow's
I talked about
hierarchy.
because I didn't realize how safe I didn't feel. I don't know, you know? But whatever it was so crazy because I said, all right, this is really hitting me different. I realized that today, some of the things that were said in the mantra were conversations that I, in the spirit and all my modalities that I participate in, that I am called to, led me to the moment where it almost echoed what I said about my life and how I was going to live. And so when I heard that, I was like, whoa, whoa, like, how did you know? And so for me, that was very profound. And so now when I go back and listen to older ones, I realize how deeply they are working in me and how in situations where I feel the opposite of the mantra, I can simply say, I am worthy. Like if I have a doubt about what it is that I've set forth to do, and I start to get in my limiting beliefs or old tapes playing, I can say, I am worthy. And then it's almost like all those little things start to come in, and I'm fine within seconds.
That is literally programmed inside the mantras.
Mm-hmm.
Able to say the mantra and have it all come back.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a feature
Mm-hmm.
that's inside and layered, which is really great because, like, 5 minutes should not take a long time to reset. Yet, for some reason, people still can't find 5 minutes. And that's just an unconscious way of keeping us from change.
Mm-hmm.
But there are no more excuses if you could just say it. Yet, that's what I challenge people to do. You could just say it. So,
Mm-hmm.
what's your excuse?
The breakthroughs and the revelation that have come forth have been just profound. It's like owning a house, my house, the whole time, and having these little things up in the attic that I've been housing within me, that when I'm willing to just sit and look at them and go through them all, I can say to myself, oh, that isn't that bad. And another thing that stood out to me with the quantum mantras about fear, I realized, like, through some of these mantras, that the stuff that I've been afraid of are things that that person in me wants to cheer me on and overcome.
Right, where we were taught to fear them as an authority figure.
It's made me look at adversity and emotions that don't feel good to me as this isn't an opportunity to feel bad. This is an opportunity to face this and explore why and make peace with it and transmute the pain and being a part of this program, that by choosing to put that money down for this program is not only investment in myself, but I believe it's an investment in the acceleration to show up with even more tools and intuition, that when I resonate with someone, and sometimes it's not even what you say, it's what you give off. So this process of this getting in so deep has allowed me to show up in authenticity of worthiness, of abundance, of, you know what I mean?
The you were meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
If there was someone on the fence, hey, should they take a chance on quantum mantras? And what would you tell them?
I would say if you have kicked around for any amount of time discomfort or a pattern that you don't like about yourself, lament or regret any amount of time lost, take a leap of faith and know that what you invest in your time and in your money and truly your energy and your attention, your focus, you will reap rewards that traditional modalities will never satisfy you the way that this does. If they've even arrived at the place where the opportunity is before them, that is resonance, and that is where the trail of breadcrumbs have led them. They are in for one hearty spiritual meal going forward. It's so good, it's so pure, and it assimilates to the body, to me, the way I seek nutrition as a bariatric patient, honestly. And I would equate the investment into this program as something very high quality to feed and fuel the body,
And the
and
nervous system.
but for the soul, for the spirit. And if there's a sense of nagging that there is purpose and you're not quite finding out what it is, because if you are feeling very purposeful and full of intention and you're kind of feel like you're just bouncing back and forth and nothing really accumulates into much, this will cause the clouds to gather and it will rain upon your life.
I love it. It's focused energy in the least amount of time with results.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's to me it's been the highest quality as far as something that one can subscribe to, and a product that's prepared. If you don't have a lot of time in the morning, what do people do? This just puts you at warp speed. This is the way to do it.
Thank you so much for your insight and for being a part of it and for stepping up for yourself and just saying, I'm committing to at least 5 minutes a day. The results have been warp speed. I'm happy for you. Really, thank you for entrusting in quantum mantras.